Hi, welcome back to the Weekly Why. This week we have Parsha Tazria. Has a lot of interesting ideas and themes. One of them I want to talk about is the Tsaras, or Tsarat. Basically leprosy. Kind of loosely translated as leprosy, although it's really not leprosy. Leprosy is a physical ailment, where this is purely a spiritual one. But there's 100 things you can talk about, but there's one thing I want to discuss, and it's very strange, is that someone in in here in the book of Leviticus, chapter 13, verse 13, somebody who has this tsaras, and again, this tsaras is, as I said, it's not a physical ailment. I mean, it is manifested in a physical way, but it's not physical. In other words, if you don't brush your teeth, you get cavities. It's not like that. The Talmud, the oral law, says that it's really as a result of lashon hara, gossip, and in fact, that's we get that because in the parsha it says, when it tells us about tsaras, it tells us, remember what happened to Miriam, and of course Miriam was inflicted with this after complaining about Moses. So that's how we get to that conclusion. Now it's very interesting that someone who is infected head to toe with tsaras remains tahor. They remain pure. So it's very strange that someone who remains head to toe in this tsaras, in this white kind of a leprosy kind of thing, they don't have to leave the camp. They're in the camp. And yet somebody who has only minor splotches of tsaras, they are tame, they are impure, and they have to leave the camp for a certain specified period of time. That seems very strange, totally against logic. What basically is saying is that somebody who has a little bit of an ailment, basically it's like saying somebody who has a little bit of malaria, they have to leave the camp. But if you're full of malaria, you can stay in the camp. Very strange. What's the reason? The reason is basically is that when somebody has a little bit of tsaras, a little bit of that physical manifestation of gossip and of lashon hara, it's very easy to justify it. It's very easy to say, well, it's just a little bit, it's okay, but basically that's the primary opportunity when we say, no, you can't have that, right? Just when there's a little bit, we can kind of justify it and say, well, maybe it's for another reason, maybe it's just a physical ailment. That is the one opportunity to say, you know what, stamp it out, nip it in the bud at that point. But when somebody is so completely overwhelmed with it, you can't really hide it anymore. And at that point, since you can't really hide it anymore, you're not really fooling anybody. And what that does is that is really a statement to the rest of the camp of the punishment for gossip and for lashon hara. And so, in fact, what that does is a huge, powerful message to the rest of the people. But if you just have a little bit, it can be very, very easy to ascribe a naturalistic answer to it, and really just to brush the whole thing under the rug. So once again, the whole idea of tsaras is basically it's a physical manifestation of gossip. And this is indeed what Judaism teaches, is that words are extraordinarily powerful, that they create and destroy worlds. And so really, we've talked in the Weekly Why a lot about sensitivity, and this is really a key theme that we need to talk about. But I think the take-home lesson for us is today is that it's the deeds in our life, the little ones, which we need to be careful of. It's not the big ones. Those, hit us upside the head. They're very easy to catch. That's not the one. It's the little things which we can very easily justify. Those are the things we need to really be on guard for, because if we can make sure and nip in the bud when we're justifying things that we shouldn't there, then we can really see that we're moving on the right path and not, screwing up when we shouldn't be. So that's Parsha Tazria. Best wishes, Shabbat Shalom. God bless.